JJ Wright from the Seattle Seahawks, and you are watching NORBFAM.
What's happening, everybody? This is NORBFAM coming at you on this Tuesday, June 4th. June 4th being a very special day, particularly this year, in that it is the Seahawks' 50th birthday. Yes, it's the 50th birthday. Can you believe that? 50 years since the Seahawks' inception. 50 years since the name and the team was awarded to Seattle. 48 as far as till the first time they had their first game. That's 2 more years to come. But nonetheless, it's still a pretty exciting period in time to look back, to imagine that it's been 50 years that the Seahawks have been in existence. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what your favorite memory is of the Seahawks, and we'll go kind of down memory lane and explore a few things that we share and remember. And I'll share a few of my memories and video clips of some of my favorite moments with the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm NORBFAM Wheelie. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to help support my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, just it's going to be a fun hour or so of just going down memory lane. And I want to hear from you guys directly. And the way you can do so is you can hit that number, call that number right there, 202-926-1076, and then enter the code 696153. And yeah, I'll bring you on to chat about what your favorite memories are. Or if you're too shy to call in, you can also just chat in the comment section or the chat section of this video, like Alena Dahl did here in this first memory here. She says Alena's favorite memory is meeting Dave Craig in person. Happened to be at the Kingdom home show. Nicest guy ever. Best game, Larsen defensive game. Oh yes, that's a great moment with the play where I believe it was the Denver Harden who had laid out and knocked Steve Larsen unconscious in a game in Denver. Came back later when they played them later that year in the Kingdom. Harden got an interception, and then Larsen just lit him up as he blindside nailed him as he was running back for the ball, knocked the ball loose, and recovered the fumble. I mean, it was great karma, great moment. That was outstanding for sure. So thanks, Alena. Thanks for being such a great moderator of my channel as well. I've been doing it in such a wonderful job for so many years. I greatly appreciate it. We've got Pirate Girl Uma also chatting in here. My favorite memories when we beat Green Bay in overtime and went to Super Bowl 48, which I attended with my godfather. Yes, I'm going to talk about that for sure. How can we not talk about that wonderful game? That was totally awesome. VJR, my favorite memory is when we didn't run the ball at the 1 yard line. Oh, you got to go there. You got to go there, huh? That's cold. That's cold. That is a memory nonetheless, in a game that was full of memories and should have been one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Super Bowl win in Super Bowl history, really, if we'd won that game in the way that we could have. But we never will have that memory because it didn't happen. Again, you guys can call in. The number of the code are right there. And we've got our first caller right now. I'm going to go for the 253. I'm talking about Patrick. Patrick, can you hear me?
Hey, Norb. Yeah, I can hear you, Norb. What's up?
Hey, it's good to hear from you, man. What's your thoughts on this amazing milestone, 50 years of the Seahawks' inception in Seattle? What's your thoughts looking back on the history of this team?
Long before we won Super Bowl 48, how about the game against the Los Angeles Raiders where we won the division title in 1988, where Craig was thrown all over the field?
Yeah, people kind of forget sometimes. The 80s, the 70s, a good chunk of the 80s weren't that great. But then the 80s, brought our first playoff appearance. We almost went to the Super Bowl. We were that close to making it to the Super Bowl. Just fell a little bit short. But yeah, Chuck Knox kind of turning things and making it, the taste of playoff experience, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I was not going to games back then, so I was mostly watching it from on TV. But nonetheless, it was fun to watch them go, and to experience that first time ever being in the playoffs was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that game in 1988 because that was our first divisional title we won, any championship of any kind at that time. Yeah,
for sure. Do you remember your first Seahawk game that you ever attended, Patrick?
Yeah, I did in October 14th, 1984 against Buffalo at the Kingdom, where my late father took me to the game. It was pretty interesting because Buffalo gave us a scare in the fourth quarter because they were ahead, and they were they were winless at that time, you see.
Gotcha. So this is a regular season game, right?
Yeah. And the game, if I remember right, Steve Larsen got the winning touchdown when Charles Rome's of Buffalo tripped, and Larsen was on the clear path to the end zone.
Nice, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, that's good memories right there for sure, man. Just thinking about, I'm gonna show a little video clip of my first experience in the Kingdom, but that many of you have probably already seen. But most of my memories is just watching it on TV, seeing the Seahawks and those now throwbacks, but a lot of Zorn, a lot of Craig. Exciting. It was always fun. The Seahawks, even though they didn't win a lot, even under Jack Patera those first few years, the trick plays, the throws to Efren Herrera on the fake field goals, and it was a fun team to watch for a team that didn't win a lot.
Yeah, that's what got me. That's what got me being into a fan, because Jack Patera was the king of the unexpected in those days.
Yeah, no, he was. It was. I'll never forget that first fake punt that he had, or fake field goal. It was Zorn was the holder, and it was in Atlanta, first Monday Night Football game, and Efren Herrera lines up for a field goal. He fakes the kick, just runs straight down the middle of the field, and kind of just turns around. Zorn drops back, throws, and he catches it, and it was amazing. I remember, I think it was Pete Gross, the voice of the Seahawks at the time, was going crazy, and just it was just a great moment, and what a way to kind of shine on Monday Night Football. I can't remember if they won that game though. I can't remember if they won or lost.
They
I
did.
think they won it, didn't
28.
they? They won it. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
They did win it.
Yeah, they were something special on Monday night. Like when they played against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Whenever the Raiders came into town, it's like they had a handful of Monday night games, and seeing them play Monday night. He had the Raider Busters theme and the Raider Busters T-shirts when they would come to town. And it didn't always go our way, but it was always a ton of fun whenever that would happen.
Here, I have another one here too. This is from November 8, 1981. The Seahawks were playing the Steelers in the Kingdom. Down 21-3, they scored 21 unanswered points and won the game when Dave Trout missed the field goal. It went wide left, just like Blair Walsh did several years ago.
Was it as short as the Blair Walsh kick? Because that Blair Walsh field goal that they missed back in that wild card game in 2015, that thing was about as close as you could line up to be, and he still missed it. But I forgot about that game, the Steelers game. Not even close either.
Yeah, there's some video clips from there in YouTube also.
Yeah, I know. And actually, I got to jump into these and do some reactions, because somebody, forgot his name at the moment, but there's a guy who's been remastering and up-resing old games from like the 70s and 80s and posting them on YouTube. And he's got a few Seahawks ones on there. I think there's like a Seahawks-Vikings game, a Seahawks Chargers game or something, but they look really good because they've been up-res to high def. The frame rate's nice and smooth. It looks really good. Color's been corrected, and it's funny to watch the game then compared to now because of the rules that have changed and the uniforms, the pads. So much is different now. Just the formations. They didn't really do shotgun as much back then. Makes it fun to compare how the game has evolved. But I gotta play some of those games just because it'd be fun to kind of do a little throwback game reaction to a game from like the 70s or the 80s, because it was a totally different brand of football for sure. But yeah, man, it's good memories, man. I appreciate you calling in and sharing with me.
Yeah, Well, good talk to you, buddy.
Yeah, you too,
All right,
Patrick.
see ya.
Thanks for the call, man. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, Patrick calling in. A few comments here on in the chat going on here, as I had posted earlier. Super Bowl 48 will always be a great moment, but underrated game was beating Russ week 1 of 22. Yeah, that's true. His comeback game, which we almost lost, that was a nail biter right there. And Denver kind of just blew it because they had all this time, if you recall, to all they needed is a field goal, and they just kind of let the clock run out and ended up going for a 64-yard field goal instead of trying to get the first down, and pretty much would have won the game if they'd just tried one play, and they didn't. Thank goodness they didn't do that. Preston Laz, what's going on? Alena says, we had the first Kurt Warner with a C, who was awesome. I had an opportunity to talk and get to know Kurt Warner on a more personal level when our charity Fans for Good did a fundraiser to help raise money for his autistic sons, and was a very successful campaign, and had him on video to talk a lot about his career as well as his experience growing up and raising his sons. Really great interview. We did that, I think it was during the COVID year when everything was kind of down. Yeah, Kurt Warner, I loved him on camera as a player and got to know him personally after that, which is truly an honor to get to connect with him. Yeah, hi to Preston Lands. We've also got Andrew A. Also, my favorite memory is the first Super Bowl for the Seahawks. I think that's going to rank up there for everyone. Yeah, but let me know what your favorite memory is. You might have more than one, but definitely I've got to share a few of some of my favorite ones with you today as well. Alena says, people today need to go back and watch Larsen as he caught the ball without gloves and did all those magic catches too. Yeah, and I don't even think back then they had Stickum until they banned it. But Larsen, I don't think he ever wore Stickum either. He just was just great, clean hands, and it was amazing at what he did. Great route runner. Wasn't the fastest guy, wasn't the biggest guy, but he ran great routes and had awesome hands, which really, in the end, that's the most important thing. Alexander Matthews, his favorite memory, that's worst memory, LOL. I think he's reacting to the one who said the favorite memory being the interception, or the interception in Super Bowl 49. I think that person was just being a little, trying to stir the pot a little bit here. But I want to just read a little story here, kind of an article that went out at the time when the Seahawks did get awarded that team. And this is what it is right here. Let me turn that music down for a second here. Yeah, nice little jazzy tune there. We don't need that. There you go. 28th team for 76. Seattle wins NFL franchise. And the article, kind of a little bit of how that reads in an article that came out today, kind of highlighting that whole day, that momentous day for Seattle. But June 4th is a special day in the history of Seattle sports. Exactly 50 years ago today, the National Football League awarded a franchise to the city of Seattle, giving the city its second major sports team along with the National Basketball Association's Supersonics. Once upon a time, there was a Major League Baseball team before the Mariners, but the Pilots only lasted one season. That was back in 1969, before becoming the Milwaukee Brewers. The Mariners' expansion was granted in 1976, and their inaugural season began in 1977. So let's go back into the time machine and look at how the New York Times covered this story. The National Football League awarded a franchise to Seattle yesterday, bringing the total number of its teams to 28. The new teams in Tampa and Seattle will begin play in the 1976 season. The owners of the present 26 teams left further expansion an open and indefinite matter with no plan or schedule or favorite cities. There's no list, said Commissioner Pete Rozelle. It's an open deck. Memphis and Phoenix were also in contention for expansion, but obviously lost out. To this day, Memphis does not have an NFL team. It's funny to hear that now, given how it's obviously things have changed. Memphis does not have an NFL team, whereas Phoenix would eventually land the Cardinals in a relocation from St. Louis in 1988. The Houston Texans are the most recent NFL expansion franchise. When the NFL awarded a new team to Houston in 1999, the expansion fee cost a reported whopping $700 million. As for the Seahawks, a hell of a lot less. Even adjusting for inflation, the Seattle franchise will cost, this is back to the article, cost $16 million. The Seahawks cost $16 million back in 1974. Granted, inflation and all that, but this is hilarious because you get a player whose salary they make in 1 year now or more, way more if you're a quarterback, for what the team cost back in 1974. Same price for Tampa. And that says within the next 70 days, the league's expansion committee will select the ownership groups from a list of potential bidders for both franchises. Exact terms of how the money to be paid will be worked out by the expansion committee. The $32 million for the two teams is to be distributed among the present 26 teams. The new clubs will get for their money about 40 lesser players selected from the present teams on a stocking basis, the formula of which still has to be worked out, blah, 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 blah. Seattle's appeal obviously was its new domed stadium, the Kingdome, one to be completed late in the summer of 1975 at a cost of $43 million. $43 million. Note, the Kingdome ultimately cost more than $43 million, and by the time the bonds were paid off, the stadium had long imploded. And it goes on, but I'll save you the rest of it you can read the article yourself. This was on Microsoft MSN. Anyway, pretty funny. $60 million for the team, $43 million for the Kingdome. And the Kingdome was a brand spanking new facility back in the day. And pretty funny to see how things have changed. Now, if you want to make a stadium, build a stadium, $2 billion. $2 billion. $43 million for that one. And even the Seahawks stadium that became the current stadium, which is in 2002, that one really was pretty cheap too. I think it was definitely less than half $500 million. It was in the three digits millions, but on the lower side of it, quite the deal, especially when you consider the value now, especially even considering inflation and all that. So, yeah, just a little bit of a sneak peek into what things were like back in the 70s. When this all went down. I remember the Kingdome being built. I remember driving by downtown Seattle and looking over and seeing the construction of that concrete monolithic structure, the rails of the roof being on. I remember watching guys walking up and down that roof as they were building everything out. And yeah, I was alive then. I was born in 1969, so I was 5 years old at the time this deal was announced. 7 when the Seahawks actually started playing games. But I didn't start really following the team till a little bit later. So just to spur some things on here, I am going to show a few clips just to show you a few things. But let me just go to the chat here. Another one from MJ Daniel. Lots of good memories. We were at the Beastquake game, both NFC championships. Probably my favorite, though, is the Tony Romo snap fumble. Wow, that's a good one. A game that clearly we should have lost, much like the Blair Walsh Vikings game. Seattle's had their luck when it comes to wild card wins, I must say. The Tony Romo bumbled snap where he almost ran it in. As crazy as it was, but that was a pretty cool, good choice. Good memory there. Base Tugboat 2675. This isn't a favorite memory moment, but when Pete Carroll got fired, let go for Mike Macdonald is a big moment. That is a big moment. 14 years under Pete Carroll. This is going to be a new year. So much change going on and anticipation for what the team will look like. And it's hard to know how to feel. Cautious optimism, is what I think, because anytime it's new, you got to assume there's a little bit of a growing pain, a little bit of adjustment. But at the same time, you feel like, well, maybe the change will just ignite a spark that will just suddenly feel different because we've seen the same system for 14 years. We'll know in a few months when the product finally hits the ground. VJR also says the Fail Mary game. I was at that game. That was definitely a moment. It was a bigger moment and less controversial in the stadium because none of us really knew what was going on in the stadium, unlike on TV when everybody had a full-blown view of what was going on. We didn't know there was that controversy of the ball being, not really caught by Golden Tate instead by the Packers defender, and then one ref says touchback, the other one says touchdown. I mean, we couldn't see all that from where we were at. It was such a big mass of bodies in that north corner of the end zone. So when they finally we saw the touchdown signal, we just went crazy. We just assumed that's what it was and didn't realize the controversy until on the way home. But that was a wild finish too. That's when we had the replacement refs. Really, that game ended the replacement refs. So really, the league at that time had us to thank for getting the real refs back into the game. People forget about the replacement ref period. That was pretty crazy. Alena says, we still had the Seattle Supersonics back then, right before they went to the NBA Finals. The memories. Yes, the Seattle Supersonics won the Finals in 1979 over the then Washington Bullets. They played them actually in the first Finals game the year before and lost. But I remember those players distinctly. Gus Williams, Dennis Johnson, Johnny Johnson, Jack Sikma, and Gene Autry. Is that his name? Gene Autry? I think it was Gene Autry. Wally Walker, Lonnie Shelton. I love those guys. I used to have these trading cards. Police officers would give out these Sonics cars. I wish I still had mine. But man, I would just treasure those, stare at them for hours. I would never go to a game. We couldn't afford to go to games, so I would just watch them on TV or listen to the radio. But those cars were, I knew everybody's height, weight. I was into it so big time at that time. I'll read a couple more here, and I got to show you a video. Chris P., his favorite memory was my first Monday night win against the Falcons when the formidable passing combination of Jim Zorn and Efren Herrera was born. Yeah, I just talked about that at the beginning. East Coast fan since 1978. Appreciate your work. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Again, if you want to call in, the number is right there, 202-926-1076. And then enter the code 696153. Hey, it's one of my longtime supporters, Lori Cross, who claims I ignore her when she chats in here. But here's proof. I don't ignore you at all. I'm actually finally seeing you on here. I'm glad you're chiming in, Lori. I was a junior in high school. I can tell you I was never more excited to be a Seahawks fan. Yes, it was an exciting time. I was late to the party because the Seahawks were already playing in 1976. I really didn't start following until 1979 because I didn't really follow football. I wasn't really into that much. I was kind of more into baseball and basketball and then kind of worked my way into football. But thanks, Lori, for all your support, of course, as well as sharing your thoughts here. Alena Dahl, Fail Mary, the rest of the NFL nation should thank us for ending the ref strike. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Alexander Matthews says it's going to be an interesting season. Our recorded, well, who knows, 7-10 to 11-5. Hopefully no worse, but hopefully better would be awesome. Alena Dahl, Jack Sikma. I remember Jack Sikma when he had the straight hair, and then he got the perm. He had the curls later, and I didn't like that. I liked him when he had it just the straight, kind of short hair. That just worked for me. It was always sweaty, so it was like sticking to his head and all flat and stuff. And then he got the perm, and it was all kind of curly in the back. I didn't like that look. Andrew Nguyen, the Cam pick six, 89 yards. That was a great play. I was at that one too. That was the 2014 NFC divisional round against the Panthers when they were driving down, and then Cam Chancellor picked off what's his name? Cam Newton. All the way took it to the house. We went crazy. Alexander Matthews, or 11-6, he says. Yes, he got it, corrected the numbers there. Lena Dahl, yep, the police officers would give out the cars in my neighborhood too. Yep, that was a cool time. That was a great time. Laura Cross says, I can also remember my first game of the Kingdom, 49ers against our Seahawks. We lost, but I still love my Seahawks. I remember my first time in the Kingdom. It wasn't a Seahawks game. It was a Mariners game. And I'd never been to a professional game before, less even any kind of stadium to watch a game. And I remember walking out of the concourse through the entry to the stadium, and I remember saying, it's so beautiful. And it probably was one of the ugliest stadiums, to be honest, but it was just so wild to see this big field inside a building. I just had never experienced anything like that. Every field I'd seen was just, your local ballpark where we played Little League, but never been inside such a site. And it was just the lights, everything was so awesome. One of the greatest memories, just to be able to step foot and see a game inside there. Chris P. says, second favorite was finally getting to see the Seahawks play against the Eagles on Monday night, 41-0. Snow game, great game. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good game. Snow games are rare here, but when they happen, it's something magical for sure. Devin Coy, haven't heard from you in a while. The man who's got the Bruno Mars speaking voice. That pick by Malcolm Smith that sent us to the Super Bowl. Yep, the tip play, of course, that Sherman made. Laura Cross, LOL, I know you love me. I love you. That is fact. Lori says, I will always support you to the end. Oh, you're the best, Lori. I appreciate you. Blake Austin says, will the Seahawks beat the Packers on a Hail Mary in overtime shortly after the Packers tied at 22? That was the championship game, of course, that we will never, ever forget. Let's see. Lori says, happy anniversary, Norb, also, and your beautiful wife. Thank you very much. We celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary on Saturday, Jen and I. And we did so down in Sandy, Utah, because we were watching Vanessa, my youngest daughter's volleyball tournament down there. So that's where we spent our anniversary. And we celebrated that evening in the hotel room having mac and cheese at midnight. It was quite the high-end experience. But we loved it. It was great. Alena says, my first memory of the Kingdom was the Boeing Christmas party, which still holds the Guinness Book of World Record for the largest Christmas party on Earth. My mom was in it. That's awesome. You know what I remember? One of those memories of the Kingdom that weren't a sporting event was the paper airplane. I think it was a Boeing paper airplane contest. My dad was a Boeing engineer. And he had, we went to this contest. And so basically you got, I can't remember how many pieces of paper. You got these sheets of paper. And out in the field were different targets, little circles, and in the dead center was a car. And if you could throw a paper airplane into the window of that car, you would win that car. And we tried a few things and nothing really ever landed. We didn't really win anything. But there was one moment I remember somebody threw this perfectly made plane and it was going beeline right for the window. And everyone was holding their breath. This thing's coasting slowly and slowly towards the car. And we're like, it's gonna go in. It's gonna win it. It's gonna win it. And it hits like the edge of the window frame. Boom. And drops, and everyone's like, "Oh, so close," but did not land the target. It was such a bummer for that person. But one of my memories again, going to the Kingdom, every event was a memory because it was not something we got to do very often. Yes, Lori, mac and cheese, Stouffer's mac and cheese, microwave style, by the way. It was great, good stuff. Alena, another one of my followers, very dedicated followers. Thank you very much. She says, my favorite Seahawks memory was when we had a surprise great season in 2022. Kenneth Walker was absolutely amazing of a season. That was a great, it was because we were expected to suck. We expected to go like 4-13 or something. And we ended up making the playoffs and shocking everybody. And Gino got comeback player of the year. That was pretty cool. Alena says, I remember that paper airplane. How about the guy parachuting from the top? I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing that. At least not at the time it happened. But yeah, I was not there for that. Pretty cool though. And Alena, hopefully you enjoyed your anniversary. We did. We had a great time. Lori Ann, Bill the Beer Man and the Kingdom Wave was freaking awesome times. Yep. That place would get rocking and rolling. Bill the Beer Man and then the Peanut Guy. Those were the two guys I remember. The dude could throw the peanuts behind the back like 4 aisles away, and he'd hit you right on the money. And I think peanuts were like $1.25 or something. Beers were like $3 or something. I mean, it was great. And Bill the Beer Man would be all sweating, working his butt off, but then when he's not selling beers, he'd be leading the chants. Go Seahawks! Go Seahawks! And get each side of the stadium going at it. Miss those days. Blake Austin, also when they beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl 48-3 after they sacked Peyton Manning in the end zone. Yeah, that was great. I've got some clips to show you. And I'm going to do it, I think, right after this. Lori Cross, I missed the Kingdom, and even when the tiles started falling, LOL. I do too. I mean, obviously, I like what we got now. Kind of hard to beat, plus all the memories we have. But the Kingdom was a special place and a special time in my life. And I'm going to show you that special time in my life because I'm going to talk about one of the first moments that was the greatest moment for me, and that was my first ever Seahawks game in person. Take you back to 1981. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, a lot of you have asked me, when was your first Seahawk game that you've ever been to? And in my previous Ask Norb segment, I said I actually played with my Little League team before a Seahawk game. I thought I'd erased over the VHS tape of that game, but guess what? I found it. It's intact. So I want to share with you my first ever Seahawk game. Check it out.
On a crisp fall day in October 1981, Norb Kawili played his first game in the Kingdom, a Little League game between his Talbot Hill Tigers and the Benson Bruins. Captured by Akuya Bertkam, Kawili, a 12-year-old slotback, awaits the play from his coach, with his Talbot Hill Tigers down 6-0 and time running out. With first and goal at the 2-yard line, Kawili, number 26, goes in for one last chance to score. One last chance at infamy. With the crowd and Bill the Beer Men behind him, what Kawili does next is nothing short of miraculous. Well, maybe not miraculous since it was only a 2-yard run, but did you see how quick he turned the corner to get into the end zone? A rushing touchdown from the 2. Imagine that. Upon further review, the Tigers line up in a modified wishbone formation. The play call is a sweep to the left. With 2 lead blockers ahead of him, Kawili turns on the afterburners and becomes a blur as he scampers into the end zone. Literally, he is a blur. In fact, everything is blurry due to the poor VHS tape quality. Kawili's touchdown tied the game at 6-6. Unfortunately, his idiot teammate decided it would be a cool idea to spike the ball, resulting in a 15-yard penalty and a failed extra point try. The game ended in a 6-6 tie. And that's how Norb's first ever Seahawk game came to be.
All right, so there you go. That was my my experience, my thrilling touchdown experience at my first game at the Kingdom before the Seahawks-Giants game. So here we are, all running to get our special sideline viewing area. That's me, right there. Pre-NORBFAM. Nice bowl haircut there. Taking off my pads, getting ready to watch the Seahawks-Giants. So there you go, look at that. That's number 12, before they retired his jersey. Sam Adkins, backup quarterback, pre-84. There's Steve Largent. Next to him, 84, that's Sam McCullum. Theodis Brown, running back, number 30. David Hughes, number 46. 68, that was some defensive tackle guy. I don't know who that 54 is. 37, that's Eric Lane. Not Jeremy Lane, Eric Lane, cornerback. 43, I don't know who that is. 17, Dave Craig was backup then. Jim Zorn right there. There's Sam Adkins, number 12 again. Next to him is Dan Dornick, fullback. That's Sherman Smith, running back. Now he's the running backs coach. Number 27, Greg Johnson. Number 25, Don Dufek. 85, Paul Johns. He's still with the Seahawks. And, of course, the Seagulls. Look at those big pom-poms. They really had big pom-poms back then. And I'm sure my dad was trying to shoot Steve Rabel over there in the corner, and that cheerleader just got in the way. I'm sure that's what was going on here. Anyway, all right, so there you go. That was my...
There you go. So if you haven't seen that video, it's that is one of my many on my YouTube channel. Yeah, that is good memory. I remember that was such a fun day. And scoring a touchdown with the crowd behind cheering, with Bill the Beer Man leading the chant. It was pretty cool. We felt like superstars then. Alena says, love the peanut guy. I always had my granddad catch them for me as he was awesome at it. My granddad had been to 6 Stadium, Kingdom, and Safeco before he passed. Yeah, those memories that you always take with you. Let's see. Going at it here. Lori's saying, yep, the love the first video of that at the Kingdom, and big pom-poms. That's right. Oh, man, good stuff. Again, if you guys want to call in, if you're brave enough to call in, pick up your phone and dial 202-926-1076 and enter the code 696153. Come on. Don't be shy. Just, you don't even have to show your face. We'll just chat. So that was my first memory, kind of going in chronological order. And then I'd say my second would have to be probably this one. Back in section 331, my buddy Pat, never worry Andrew right there, his wife. Well, look right here, watch this. That's Marshawn Lynch talking to Pete Carroll. I'm pretty sure he leaves to go to the locker room early. No one talks about it. I think that's what he did.
Thank you.
Those are the few times I ever saw Andrew wear face paint.
This is like moment of a lifetime. One more game. One more game. This is a dream come true.
Yep, there you go. That was amazing. Yeah, I don't know if you ever noticed, no one ever talks about it. I'm not 100% sure because it was such chaos, but I'm pretty sure that Lynch goes up to Pete Carroll and he says probably, "Can I go?" Because he knew the game was over. I'm pretty sure he ran to the locker room before the game was over. I could be wrong, but somebody should check on that because I think that's what happened. Anyway, pretty funny. Alena says, the Kingdom was a rocket. It was a rocket when you got a double wave going. Yep, two. Sometimes they get 2 or 3 going, and inside that mausoleum of a stadium with the sounds reverberating around, that's what would happen. Alexander, I called a few years back. No, remember when I was at work? LOL. Yeah, why don't you call right now? We'll bring it full circle. The number's right there. But yeah, that was memory number 2. Got to kind of keep it going here to the next one, which would be this memory.
NORBFAM Super Bowl 48.
2 weeks later.
Oh, Curse! Go, Curse! Go! Yeah, go! Pick 6! He's gone! Marvin is gone! Seahawks are world champs, baby! Go Hawks!
That was a very abridged version of Super Bowl 48, but nonetheless, getting right to the point. Of course, hard not to put that on one of the top memories. Of course, you never forget your first, but from an excitement standpoint, it was not that thrilling of a game because we were ahead the whole time and really no nervousness. It was just like a big party, a fun time, knowing that we were just kind of dominating from start to finish. But unlike the following year, when we would go back to the NFC Championship and experience, of course, this game.
NORBFAM Super Bowl 48. Kick. Bang! Kick. What's a good one? It's a good one.
We won't see this anymore.
Please go.
There you go. Of course, the NFC Championship should have had Super Bowl 49 as the top of the pinnacle of Seahawk memories. Just didn't work out that way. Let's see. Let's go. Alena, Aroma of Tacoma. Let's talk about the smell of dome beers. LOLO. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, the aroma of Tacoma. They don't talk about that so much anymore. There's still a little bit of a smell, but it's not like it was back in the day when that was sort of what Tacoma was known for. Alena asks, my favorite besides all the players was the constant we had in Mama Blue since day one. Miss you, Mama. Yeah. It is not the same not having her around. At the Seahawkers banquet last month, had a chance to talk in front of everybody. I haven't posted this yet, but I got a chance to speak, talking about my experience as fan of the year, going to the Super Bowl and everything. And I got a little teary-eyed just talking about Mama Blue and wishing she could have been around to share this experience with. I know how proud and excited she would have been because she was the first fan of the year when they started that program in 2020. And I know would have been really cool to have been able to, share that moment with her. So, yeah, miss Mama Blue for sure. For sure. Alexander says, crazy, crazy game. And Lori, we all miss Mama Blue. Her legend lives on. Lori was there at the banquet. And congratulations to her and her chapter for winning chapter of the year. That was pretty amazing. That was awesome. So again, if you guys want to call in with any memories that you have, 202-926-1076, the number 696-153. While I'm waiting, I think I might just go to the Discord and see if we can bring any Discord folks in on the call. Let's see. Let me go to the Discord right now. Let's see if we can manage the often chaos in here. Let's hear from on Discord. You guys hear me in the Discord? How about you, Jade?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear. All right, let's not talk at the same time. Otherwise, it's kind of chaotic. I'll get to all of you. But let's just go to Jade first. Jade, share with me your thoughts on this 50th birthday for the Seahawks and what's one of your favorite memories?
My favorite memory has to be the, I'm actually going to go top pick, Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Nervous?
Oh my God.
Don't be nervous. You're on here all the time. What are you talking about?
I know. With the Green Bay OT win, which I was with my godfather, well, sadly in 2018, he passed away. He's also a Seahawks fan himself. He took me to the Green Bay game, and then he took me to Super Bowl 48. And it was like the best year we've ever had because Super Bowl 48 was absolutely the best. I mean, it's the only Super Bowl I'll ever talk about. And to go there, I was wearing my Tyler Lockett jersey, but I can't even find it.
You can't find it? What happened to it?
I can't. This is like when Russell was in his prime time. I loved it.
You misplaced your Tyler Lockett jersey?
Well, technically either that or my grandmother threw it out because it's the same. It's the same one that did it to my move. Nightfall already knows about it.
Right,
Philadelphia's in here. Guys, don't go after my friend here. Even though he's an Eagles fan, he's cool.
Oh, is that Lux?
No, Nightfall.
Or Nightfall. Okay, Nightfall. I'll get to you. I'm muting everybody because I always want to keep the noise to a minimum. But I'll get to all of you. Just hang tight.
Him because he's an Eagles fan. I don't want people to go at him.
Don't worry. He'll be all right. This is a safe place. For all fans.
I don't want the chat to go after him.
Hey, the Eagles, we have no problem with the Eagles. The Eagles keep losing to us. So we like the Eagles. They have not beaten us in I can't even remember how many years. Yeah. So we love the Eagles.
Yeah.
We'll keep that going.
The Philly special.
Yeah, but they got theirs, so good on them. Yeah, no, those are definitely good memories, and there's nothing cooler than being able to go and actually be there to enjoy it with a loved one. In my case, I've been to the 2 Super Bowls with my dad and a 3rd Super Bowl this past year with my dad.
Yeah, my grandfather, he's 78 now. My mom's father, he's a Seahawks fan.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, best year because the Huskies run in my family. So being a Husky right now is absolutely amazing. He was a Husky. My godfather was a Husky. Right now I have 2 siblings that are now Huskies. So to kind of keep the bloodline going of Huskies. But to lose to Michigan was like,
I know. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that like the same way we don't really talk about Super Bowl 49. At least
we're not even
not on the day that we're celebrating the 50th birthday for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah,
so.
I'm very happy because I'm like, this is definitely my team. If I had my aunt over here, she'd definitely want to be talking about the Seahawks.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you, Jade. I'm gonna mute you like I'm muting everybody else, just so I can get one, because sometimes you get little random sounds that pop in there. So I'm gonna open the mics one at a time. So let's go to Jade's friend, the Philly fan, Nightfall. Nightfall, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yes, you are on live. Appreciate you coming on here, even though you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan. How you doing?
I'm good, and I don't know anything about. To be honest, I'm not any sport fans. I'm just a guy who like to play game, not a fan.
I thought you were an Eagles fan. Jade says you're an Eagles fan.
I'm not.
You're not. You're going to deny your Eagle fandom, Jade. I don't know what Jade has to say about that. Jade, you were telling me, Jam, open your mic back up. Jade, you said he was a diehard Eagles fan. You were worried about his safety, and now he's claiming to not even know who the Eagles are. What's happening here?
Bro, are you losing your head again? Or you got anxiety?
Yeah, I think I was completely knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe Only I've been having a stressful day.
Don't worry about it.
You know what? We all have those days like that, and sometimes I don't know where I am either. I wake up and you ever take a nap in the middle of the afternoon, and you wake up at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and you go, "What day is it? What am I doing right now? Am I supposed to be someplace?" You're just like completely disoriented. Well, that happens to me sometimes too.
There's one time when I was driving somewhere, and I thought I was staying for half hour, and then matter of fact, I was staying for 1 hour, and I forgot what time it was.
That is scary. That is scary.
Oh
I had
my
I had my colonoscopy. Awkward transition. God. Colonoscopy last winter, January of last year. And I'm not going to talk about the procedure because really I don't remember any of that. But what I do remember is what I don't remember is the fact that when I was getting treated by the anesthesiologist, and he said, "Okay, we're going to put this mask on you. Count down from 10 to 1. And then I remember I blinked for a second and I woke up and all of a sudden I'm in the recovery room. I was like, whoa.
Oh my God.
45 minutes or something just went by like that. What did you guys do to me all this time? I know you did something. But I'm glad I wasn't awake to see that part of it. Anyway, well, Nightfall, appreciate you coming on here. You're good in my book, man. Whether you're going to admit to being an Eagles fan or not, you're always welcome on my show. So thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. All right, Jade. I'm gonna mute you for just a moment as I get to some of these other callers. I'm gonna get Lux on here. Lux, join into the conversation. Lux, what's going on? Hello, Lux. You got to unmute your mic if you want to talk. There you go. Can you hear me, Lux?
Yep, I can hear you.
Lux, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Are you a Seahawks fan or are you a Vikings fan?
Seahawks fan.
I'm
the one who had the Seahawks black thing I showed your dad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember. It's been a while. Very cool.
Yeah.
Share with me your thoughts about this special day in Seahawks history and a memory that you have of this team.
My favorite memory has got to be us beating the Carolina Panthers in Sunday Night Football, like way back in like 2012 or 2013.
Oh, is that the one where Luke Wilson caught the game winner? No, that was a daytime game.
Yeah, I can't remember which one. I remember the game.
It was a Sunday night game, though?
Yeah, it was a Sunday night game at home.
And we're not talking about the championship or the divisional game. You're talking about regular season?
Yeah, regular season.
Regular season. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I remember beating them in Carolina a couple times. One time was the one I talked about, Luke Wilson getting the last final catch. And then there was another one where it looked like Carolina was going to win. I think this was 2012. And then Earl Thomas knocked the ball out and got the turnover.
It was like when they were talking about us beating them 4 times in a row, and then we went back and beat them again.
Oh, so it's later.
I can't remember what game.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, real quick, I'll say shout out to Lori Cross. Okay, I'm out of here. She says, happy birthday, Seattle Seahawks. Faithful 12, have a great night, Norb. Thank you, Lori. Great to see you on here.
I don't think I would be who I am with football if it wasn't for Seattle.
That's
just their
cool.
Team chemistry. Yeah, their team chemistry and everything just brings out the best in everything.
Wow.
We go out there, try and do what we can do, and it honestly warms my heart.
So you're a pretty young guy. How old are you?
16.
16. So you've been watching the Seahawks
ever since.
So you've probably been watching football since you were like, what, kindergarten? I'm guessing?
Kindergarten, yep.
That'd be about 11 years ago. So that's around the time when everything started really happening for the Seahawks. That's pretty cool. That means for most of your life that you can actually remember stuff, the Seahawks have been world champions. It's like you discovered football and the Seahawks are world champions. I mean, what a great way to discover and wake up to football.
The funny thing is, I remember Super Bowl 48, right? But nothing about Super Bowl 49. Like, my brain just said, you know what, we're just going to cut that memory out.
You know what? That's, what do you call that? Survivor. There's some kind of thing, like it's like the opposite of PTSD. It's like your brain cuts those bad memories to avoid your having future sufferings from that. And I think a lot of people have done that too. I remember a long time I didn't watch anything from Super Bowl 49. I couldn't do it. I had to like avoid anything that said anything about 49 on there. Eventually I came around. I was able to watch it again with a, you know, an open mindset. It was still hard to watch, but you know, the pain never goes away. The pain of what could have been and how much it was this close. That's what kills you. You know, it's right there.
1 yard.
One yard. But
it's
that,
one stinking yard. Yeah. Funny thing in my football, when I played football in 6th grade, I said we were at the 1 yard line. It was the last drive of the game. I'm like, let's throw it. They're like, they all looked at me like, no.
Did you not learn your lesson?
He's like, let's throw it at the 1. He's like, no.
But you know, we've seen so many teams do it. We just saw Kansas City win a Super Bowl this past February throwing the football at, I don't know if it's the 1 or the 2, but it does work out sometimes. It's just that particular time that play just was a disaster. So, you know.
I know. I still think it's pass interference, the last play. I still believe in it.
Really? I think they actually simultaneously hit each other. So I as much as I wish it was, but so I could claim we didn't deserve that it happened. It was a pretty damn good play.
I know. Me and my dad, anytime we talk about it, we said we could have won it, but we were stupid and threw it.
That's pretty much what everybody thinks.
It's like a continuous conversation.
Although it wasn't a bad play call because we've won on it before. We've been successful on it before, and you know the numbers had said that you know this play had not been ever intercepted, so everything was going their way that this play should work, except that the Patriots were ready for it, and Brandon Browner was ready for it, and everybody did everything they were supposed to do to make that play not work. And so it was an execution thing. They did everything right, and we did everything just not quite right. It wasn't really that bad of a play, but they still should have given the ball to Marshawn Lynch stuck on it. Anyway, Lex, good to talk to you, man. I'm going to try to get some other folks here on the Discord in, but thanks, man. Thanks for sharing the memories, and that's pretty fun stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too.
All right, let's go to Jay. Jay's been waiting for a while. Jay, welcome to the show.
Yeah. What's up? Just chilling.
What's going on, man? What do you got?
So probably when I went to my first Seahawks game before I moved here to Texas in 2019, that was probably against the Vikings when we won 37-30.
Oh yes.
That's probably I remember like when we were when David Warren got the touchdown celebration, which was the dance moves and all.
Yep.
So from Russell Wilson, the 60-yard pass. That was probably my favorite memory.
That's a good one.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is unreal. And I was like jumping on my feet. And I almost ended up broken it.
Oh.
I couldn't control my excitement, dude.
I know that feeling, man. It's like there are times when you just lose all control and just go nuts,
I was
right?
I don't even know how old was I, but I was like, dude, I'm almost 18, so almost
5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
You're almost an adult.
But I'm gonna be 18 I'm gonna be 18 very soon, so.
Oh, you're almost 18 now. So at the time you were like 12.
Around
13,
that, yeah.
13, yeah. 2019. 13, yeah. That was the year again. Talk about 1 yard line. That was the 49ers' final game. If we had scored, I think it was Jacob Hollister had caught that ball and was able to break the plane.
Yes.
We would have been division champs, and we would have a different route in 2019. Instead, we had to go to Green Bay, play in Green Bay, and we lost.
Yeah.
But, you know, so many ifs and buts.
But the one thing I'm looking forward to this summer is, I'm thinking on July 7th, I'm going to Italy with some of my friends, so.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I've never been to Italy, so that sounds like
maybe
a great trip.
Maybe I can come to Seattle with you. Maybe I'll go to Seattle and get you from there.
That would be
you're coming with me.
Bucket list trip. Is this a graduation trip or something?
No, it's just I haven't seen my friends all summer, so so yeah, it's like hang out. I mean, I'm not a senior yet, but I'm gonna be a senior coming up. So I'm a junior. So
your birthday's coming up. You say, right? You're turning 18 soon.
Yes, June 22nd.
Ah, just a couple more weeks. Well, congratulations.
Yes.
All right. Well, enjoy your birthday and have a great time in Italy. That sounds like a fun.
I'll send pictures to Jade. I'll send pictures to you, and you can send short to Norb if you get time. So
there you go. All right. Well, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you calling in. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy your trip and enjoy your birthday. Let's go all the way to New Zealand. What's happening, my friend?
Hello, Norb. I just saw you streaming.
I know, it's been a while. Yeah. It's been a while, so I thought I'd jump in here since it's a special day marking the 50th birthday since the inception of the Seattle Seahawks. Had to stop and pause for a moment and do a little look back and some of the great memories that we have all shared of this team over the years. Like Lorianne in the chat saying, "How about that shutout game in 2012?" Where the Hawks beat the Cards 58-0. Yep, I remember that game. Was at that one as well. And Alena also says has a great memory of 2020 when we won the division and made the playoffs 12-4. Unfortunately, got ousted by the Rams at home for the first time, losing a playoff game at home, 1-0. That was a bad memory to end that pretty good season. And Alena says she likes the background that I made. Woo. Pretty cool. Hey, but Henry, so yeah, what do you got as far as your memory of this Seahawks team?
Well, I've only been following football for the last 8 years now. Seahawks fan that whole time. But I would say, I had to verify this, 2019 Week 10, beating the 49ers in overtime.
Oh, that was the away game. I think both teams were undefeated at that time, if I'm not mistaken, and we beat them with the Jason Myers field goal with time expiring, right?
In overtime, that was...
Yep.
I think that was the first game I watched in full, not just highlights, and I was sold from then on.
That was a great game. I love that game. That was when that game happened, I was still doing viewing parties at Emerald Downs, and we were all had a pretty packed house. And I remember that game. I was sitting next to DJ Squabo, Noah Bolter now, who's a reporter, by the way, over in Eastern Washington. Good on him. I remember watching that game together and going nuts when he made that field goal. That was a great game. I remember they had a chance to win a game winner field goal, and he kicked it wide left, I think. Whoever that kicker was, I don't think he's there anymore. And then we got the ball, got our chance, and won it. So, yeah, good game. I can see why you'd be hooked after that.
Yeah, other than that, beating Denver in Week 1.
2022, the return of Russ game.
Yeah.
I got to ask you something. I haven't talked about this in a while. Speaking of Russell Wilson, so Denver's going to come back again in this season. 2024 is going to be the return of the Broncos to open the season in Week 1. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, there will be no Russell Wilson because he is obviously now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm just curious, do you feel like Russell Wilson is going to be successful at the Steelers? Do you think he's got a chance to reinvigorate his career now that he's not expected to be the savior? They're not paying him big money. Justin Fields nipping at his toes to potentially compete. Do you think Russ is going to have a comeback year, or do you think he's done?
I hope he's not done. I absolutely think he can be successful in Pittsburgh.
What makes you think so? He will. What makes you think so versus what happened in Denver?
I mean, I just think Denver had just dysfunctional coaching staff and management, and I don't think they didn't really play a scheme to his strength.
I think they definitely, his first year, definitely there was some disconnect there and not a very well run offense, a lot of coaching blunders. I agree. And he actually wasn't that bad in 2023, but Sean Payton clearly had no desire to keep working with him. So, that kind of just ended that.
They improved that year.
They did. Yeah, Russell actually was pretty good. There was a chance that they could make the playoffs until they sort of tripped on down the home stretch to the last few games of the year and kind of knocked themselves out of it. Then Russ got benched and that whole thing. But it'll be an interesting time, too, for Sean Payton, because I think he's kind of on the hot seat as well, because if he doesn't turn things around there without a Russell Wilson to blame. He's got a rookie quarterback too, so he might have bought himself at least another year of like, okay, well, if you guys suck again, he is a rookie. But I can't imagine they're going to keep giving Sean Payton all this latitude if he doesn't start to show some results himself, because, you know, he's got, who else is he going to blame now, you know? So it'll be interesting. I hope we beat him. I hope we beat Denver again on that first game. Obviously, we want to see us beat every team, but it would be fun to stick it to Denver again, because we've kind of had our way with them, at least the last time we met. All right, Henry, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on here, man. All right, take care.
Happy birthday, see you.
All right, let's see. Alena, I always appreciate you giving a like on my video. Thank you so much. She also says the Broncos have Bo Nix. We should still own the Broncos to give us our first win. I'm so pumped for the season. I agree. I'm pumped as well. Gonna have to wait a while. August. So we're what? It's only 2 months. 2 months till we start seeing games again. It's hard to believe how quickly this goes. Alena says, don't forget to smash the like button. Yes, please do that. And subscribe to the channel. Also share this on your social media. I appreciate it, Alena. Thank you for reminding me to remind everybody else to, yes, please hit the like button, comment. It's all very beneficial to my channel. Let's go to Andrew A., who's from Georgia. Coming in here and ready to share some thoughts on our Seahawks 50th birthday. Andrew, what's happening?
Oh, yeah. Nothing much. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, boss.
All right. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. I love my favorite Seahawks team, but I know you didn't want me. I know I said it wrong, but my favorite memory of the Seahawks was, even though my friend, you know who, AD, that he showed me one of your music videos when we were in East Valley High School. He let me watch your videos, like, I don't know, it's like We Got Your Back or 2015 music video.
Okay. My first We Got Your Back song was 2014, and I did like a remix change to it 2015. You got that right?
Yeah, because, that's with my memories about you when I first seen you on the videos. He showed me about, or he told me about you.
So were you weren't a Seahawk fan back then yet?
Oh, I was a Seahawk fan, yeah. And, but I watched the Super Bowl the first time in 2013. Wait, actually, it's 2014. The first Super Bowl I watched.
But yeah, the Super Bowl happened in early 2014. But yeah,
right. Yeah, that's with my favorite memories of winning. But now my favorite memory is the losing the Seahawks team. The lost Super Bowl when we thought we had it.
You're talking about Super Bowl 49 where things fell apart for us? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. You're saying that's one of your favorite memories?
Game, man.
You're saying that's one of your favorite memories?
My favorite memory. Well, my favorite memory was the first Super Bowl they win.
The win, yeah.
But unfortunately, in 2015, we lost.
Right.
The Seahawks Super Bowl. Yeah.
I would hope
that would have been my favorite. Right.
It's a memory, but I would hope not the favorite. That's like my worst memory right there. Super Bowl 49.
Yeah, my worst memory was the losing team of the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hear
so how everything's going anniversary?
No, it's good, man. Like I said, celebrated on Saturday, June 1st in Sandy, Utah, because we were down there for Vanessa's volleyball tournament. We got in and we were in our hotel. Vanessa was crashing because we had early morning. Every match started early, so we had to be up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Every morning, so couldn't really stay up late, so waited for her to go to bed. Then we had our little celebration in the hotel room, having mac and cheese and ice cream. Great.
I love mac and cheese too.
I love it too. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And we're talking about not even good, like high-end mac and cheese. We're talking about Stouffer's microwave mac and cheese in a red box that you get in the cheap section of the frozen aisle. Yeah, just like that. Still good,
right,
though.
right. That's what we had. Yeah, very good.
Stuff.
Yeah, and my friend. Well, to me, my friend AD gave me I want to shout out to him that he gave me some music equipments for. I have the music editor, the new computer, like a PC, and yeah.
I know.
Work on a song, so
excellent.
Yeah, and I think I sent you some clips. I don't know when I sent you those email of the clips for the music video.
I have seen. Yes, I have gotten your emails. Yes, I know you're all over with the Selena Gomez references. So
I wouldn't have time, but I was like Selena Gomez fan. I want to do Olivia Holt because of my friend AD. I want to join him.
Oh yeah, that's
the
Olivia Holt song from the Bears, right? Because you wanted to talk about the connection
Chicago
with the
Bears.
Chicago Bears. I'll see if I can work that in. I gotta start working on the video, planning for the video already, so I can get it done in time this year. Last year I was a little bit behind schedule, so the summer goes by quick.
I sent 3 parts. I sent you some 3-part clips that I trying to do the 60 or 30-second clip, but I didn't accidentally do the full one. Plus, I did the same lyrics to the Olivia Holt song. I thought I forget, but I need like a parody lyrics. So my question was, are you gonna do your parody lyrics, or should me or AD work on our own lyrics parody?
I'm not sure yet. I gotta work it out. I usually write the lyrics myself because I'm trying to create a thematic blend throughout the whole video in terms of what the lyrics will be for each song. So
yeah,
it should be some kind of parody, obviously.
It depends. It's up to you. You could send me or AD some the parody lyrics which you work on. We do a Chicago Bears. So like how I say this, I might have to redo the clip if you think about it or not. That's up to you. I might have to redo the parody for my singing lyrics through your video.
No problem. Yeah, we'll get it worked out, but I appreciate you jumping on top of it already. It's a good head start on things. So
yeah.
All
right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, Norb. So
alrighty.
Yeah, take your time, and yeah,
it's good to hear from you, man. Take care.
Thanks for having me on there, man.
You bet.
Thanks, you guys. Subscribe for Norb.
You. Thanks, Andrew. All right. Let's see. A couple more comments that floated in here. Rishi, head of the NORBCore Discord, says, favorite Seahawks memories, man, you got Super Bowl 48, Seahawks-Packers NFC Championship, Seahawks versus 49ers on Monday Night Football, Russ homecoming game, list goes on, happiest 50th Seahawks. Yes, you can really keep going. There's so many, depending on how much you want to go in depth. And some of the memories are the ones that are the not so spectacular games, but they just have special meaning for whatever it might be. Let's see. As we're wrapping up here shortly, we've been over an hour into the stream. I'm going to have to wrap things up in a bit, but we do have, somebody just disappeared. So that is it for the Discord. But I think that's it. We're going to wrap things up here. But again, it's a special day, June 4th. 50th birthday since the Seahawks inception. In 2 years, there will be a big celebration when it comes to the actual sort of inaugural season for the Seattle Seahawks, the 1976, which obviously will be in 2 years when it's the 50th for that. And that will be a very widely celebrated year for the organization. I know they're planning something pretty big for that. And so we'll see what they have in store. Would love to be involved in that if you're watching, but we'll see. But for now, just hopefully as we enter into a new era in Seahawks history, that Coach McDonald and his coaching staff and the rookies that we've gotten this year, along with the vets, can create new memories. And we've got favorite games, I'm sure, to come. There's going to be a game, hopefully, maybe more than one, maybe this coming year, where it's going to be our new favorite game. It's fun to think about, right? You have these ones that like iconic games that you'll never forget, but there might be that new iconic game that might just blow the whole rest of the list off because it'll be the greatest game we've never seen yet. But the excitement is high, and it's just a few months away. Can't wait. All right, thank you for watching, everybody. Please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and feel free to comment away and share with me your thoughts on what's your favorite moment in Seattle Seahawks history. Alena, thank you for watching. And Alexander, who says his favorite memory is probably 1999 when Seattle had to beat the Raiders to make the playoffs season. It's my favorite game is because it seemed like it had been 100 years since we made the playoffs. Yep, fun to go back in time and remember those great moments, even when they didn't end in a spectacular finish for the year. Sometimes just the game had some special meaning for y'all. Alena, thanks again for moderating and always supporting me. Alena Dahl, love you. Alexander, later. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a great one, and see you next time. Go Hawks, baby.